Let us now get into the world of copyrights. Fascinating world. What do you do for a relaxation or a hobby? Some of us read, others would listen to music, some of us watch movies. But do you realize that each one of these activities is linked to copyrights? Copyrights is indeed one of the oldest forms of intellectual property rights. A copyright is a form of intellectual property that aims to protect creative and artistic works like books, sculptures, paintings, performances, cinematography, sound recordings, etc. Copyrights calls for originality and creativity. Copyright as a concept has evolved over time from the 19th century. Today, copyrights are used to protect computer source codes, databases, advertisements, maps, technical drawings, etc. However, copyrights only protect expressions, not ideas. Copyrights will be protected whether the work has been registered or not. In fact, even a work done by an anonymous or pseudonymous artist is protected as a copyright. Interestingly enough, copyright protection exists not only during the life of an author or the artist, it extends even beyond their lives. WIPO's Berne Convention for Protection of Literary and Artistic Works, which goes back to 1886, provides a time limit for copyrights to subsist. It is 50 years after the death of the creator. Only after the period has expired, the work falls in public domain. India follows the principle of life plus 60 years. For the United States, UK and European Union, it is life plus 70 years, while in South Africa, United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, it is life plus 50 years. Many copyright owners include the symbol C encircled to emphasize that the work is protected by copyrights and that all rights are reserved. But this is not a legal necessity. Unlike other forms of intellectual properties, acquiring copyright may not have a commercial angle at all. A poet might want to protect her creation without selling even a single copy of the same. Copyrights have three different dimensions to it: economic rights, moral rights, and neighboring rights. Now let me take up economic rights. An author can claim or assign her copyrights. As an economic right, the author can authorize others to use her work in various ways, like distribution rights, broadcasting rights, adaptation rights, etc. Creators are usually interested in commercializing their creations, and they transfer these rights to professionally equipped entities which commercialize these products efficiently and effectively. An author transfers the right to publishing a work to a publisher. A movie maker may transfer the right to broadcast a film to broadcasting agencies. Let me come to moral rights. Moral rights are integral to the creator or artist and requires recognition and respect for the integrity of her work. The author who exercises moral rights can choose to restrict any mixing or modification of her rights, or even restrict sharing of her work. Coming to neighboring rights, copyrights also have related rights to certain persons or organizations. These are called neighboring rights. While copyrights protect rights of authors, neighboring rights would protect the right of all others associated with the work of creation. For example, in the case of a novel, while the author is the creator, the publisher also has some rights over it. In the case of a music score, the composer or the music director will have rights on the music. The lyricist will also have rights on the words. The actors or performers will get their due share of rights. So would producers and organizations like radio or TV channels or the websites that broadcast these works. Neighboring rights are largely economic, though a creator can authorize or even forbid neighboring rights. The first international recognition of neighboring rights came in with the adoption of the 1961 Rome Convention for the protection can I start from? The first international recognition of neighboring rights came in with the adoption of the 1961 Rome Convention for the protection of performers, producers of phonograms, and broadcasting organizations. This treaty, which is administered by the WIPO, gave performers in audiovisual works such as feature films, videos, and television dramas rights against unauthorized broadcasts or recordings of their performances. Some of us would have the feeling that we are infringers of copyrights. You must have seen unauthorized duplicated material of your textbooks being circulated. Some of us might have downloaded and reproduced photographs for our projects without realizing that these are all copyrighted. In fact, online piracy is even worse. It is one of the most menacing violations of copyrights. This includes piracy of music, TV shows, software, console games, etc. Some websites provide a general license that exempts you from seeking direct authorization for non-commercial uses. Others require you to take prior authorization from the author before using the materials. In the year 1996, the World Intellectual Property Organization, or WIPO, adopted a new copyright treaty which was updated for the internet age. Now, this treaty is called the WIPO Copyright Treaty and is a very modern type of treaty. Copyrights are today challenged by counter IP movements and national regulations. The latter are expressed through exceptions granted to the operation of IPRs, such as fair use, traditional knowledge, etc. We will explore these aspects later.